welcome back to Aunt Swag, the lovely series that is probably my favorite. So I know you're like, okay, the girl keeps wearing the same things. Just gonna keep doing these videos until I'm out of time. Okay, and out of room because that happened a couple of episodes ago. Okay, so what I wanted to talk to you about today is aunt dates, and you could even call them uncle dates, uncle and kid dates, aunt and kid dates. Okay, I call them or auntie date is when I go over and I pick the kids up and we go out of the house and we just do something fun. And there's different ways of doing that. So why does every time I turn the camera on I have an itch? Okay. With with the kids, especially the younger three. Okay. When we go out to do something, an aunt date can be different things. An aunt date can be simply picking them up from daycare and going to get ice cream, picking them up and going to the park, picking them up and going to get dinner, something little that's an after school thing. After daycare, we do something little and then we go home and do our traditional things. Or a complete auntie date. Like anti-date day, like we're gone through the majority of the day, and that tends to be something like 8 or 9 o'clock in the morning till about 3 or 4 in the afternoon, and we're just gone for an extended period of time. And those are probably most exhausting days, but fun. I love those dates. I'm like, I get to have fun. So, typically with one of those days is sometimes I will meet up with some friends. Co-workers of mine who have kids, I'll just call my sister and say, hey, I'm going to take your kids and make a play date. And sometimes it's different things altogether. So one of the recent things was a full auntie date day, where was we went to I went to the kids' house, and it was it depends on the day. If I get there like 8 o'clock, 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning, I'll help them get dressed, help them get their breakfast, and then we'll leave the house. One date in particular, we went to the Children's Museum. We went to Cece's Pizza for lunch. We went to the park, and then we ended it with going to the mall and doing this sky jump thing and getting smoothies. And that was an exhausting day, and I was really tired. Then there are days like where we will, if they're doing an extracurricular activity, such as last year they did football and cheerleading, and so I would go over to the house, pick them up for breakfast. They would eat. Sometimes we would get breakfast on the way, but sometimes they would eat, get dressed, and then we would go to that. And after their practice or their game, we would go out and get something to eat. Go home, take a nap, and either go to the park later that afternoon. We play in the backyard, we stay in the house, depending on the event, the day. So those were some fun things that we will do. If it's on a Sunday, typically anti-date days are like Saturdays and Sundays, because they're not at school. And during the summer, you can do them in the middle of the week. So one of the fun things, like one day we met up at church. After church, we went out to dinner. We went out to go bowling, and then we went and got lunch, and then we went to the park, and then we went home because I was exhausted. And typically those days, I will be there once they get home and up until bedtime. It'll be like a full day of play, and it's fun. It's exhausting, but it's fun. And then, we'll get home and we'll do baths and we'll play, and then we'll put them to bed and do our nightly routine. Their parents are there. Now, date days where we leave the house, their parents aren't there because their parents aren't allowed to go. But typically in the afternoon when we get back, nap time and stuff like that, their parents are there. And I just kind of hang out for the rest of the day. And there are days where I call them up and I was like, hey, I have a play date with your kids. They're like, you're silly. You don't even have kids and you're arranging play dates with mine. So It's something that's fun. It's exciting. I know it. Another fun thing that I want to become like our tradition is on Saturday nights we'll make dinner, and usually it has to do with homemade pizzas. And yes, we make a huge mess, and that's okay because I clean it up. But we'll make dinner. The kids will get an early bath. We'll eat dinner. Then we'll watch popcorn. We'll have popcorn, M&Ms, and a movie. And then after the movie, we'll have like our nightly routine. Well, most of the time, the movie will be on Netflix or already on the TV, or a movie that they already have. The kids love it. They look forward to it. It's like, hey, Mickey, it's Friday. So if we're not too busy or I'm not out of town, we do that. It's something that I wanted to do with my kids. And so I first started trying to do it with my youngest brother and sister. And so when they would come over, they were like, hey, and can we have movie night? Or what we call junk food night. Let's go with pizza. Sometimes they would come over and it would be like a Saturday, and they can we have a delayed junk food night? So we would do that, and it was something that was fun for them. So it's something that we wanted to continue with my nieces and nephews, and hopefully one day my own kids. So it's fun, it's exciting, and come on, and being an aunt or an uncle is like the best job in the world. So go out there and have fun with the kids. Do something that's silly. Do something that's fun. And it's going to be memories that you're both going to cherish for lifetime. So thanks, guys. See you next time.